I keep forgetting to switch. Hi, guys. Good morning. Good to see you all. We are not in Orlando. We're not in my backyard. Look, the plane.
The plane, Bosch, the plane.
Anybody remember the plane, tattoo? So we are sitting on the Margaritaville Islander, and we're up in JWB Steakhouse. Folks, I got to tell you, we're going to talk about this some more, but this is a legit steakhouse. If you come on the Margaritaville Islander, you need to book JWB Steakhouse. It is so flipping good. We're up here on deck 10, right above where the buffet is. I got Corey sitting here with me.
Hello.
So Corey is one of my what are you? You're an associate agent.
Associate agent, yeah.
A new associate agent. And yes, Ross is saying that this ship was refurbished in Belfast a few years back, like literally right next to where the Titanic was built. That is one of her claims to fame. So yeah. And I got to tell you, folks, this is my 5th time on the Margaritaville Islander. The ship still looks pretty much exactly like she did when we came on for the inaugural. She still looks fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So they're doing a great job taking care of this ship. And of course, we're going to talk about the Beachcomber too. The Beachcomber is looking amazing. So, hey everybody, let's see. So we got Benny, we got Bill's fan, we got Kurt. Benny's actually sitting right here with his lovely wife right on the other side. We have a live studio audience right now.
We do.
His wife is a little worse for wear, but you know, she's getting better. But Kurt, Bill's fan, Felix, Betty, hi guys. Oh, Felix, 151 days to go until Philadelphia. I'm telling you, man, I am so excited about that cruise. I'm really, really excited about that cruise. But folks, if you're new to the channel, we invite you to like, subscribe, share, do all those wonderful things that all the social channels love for you to do. And if we can help you in any way plan your travels, just reach out, where'swaltertravel.com. Our services are truly 100% free to you. And we would love to help you. It's either myself, Corey, Mindy,
yeah.
One of the three of us would be more than happy to help you out with your travel. So I believe, let's see, Eric says we got 80 days to go until Hawaii.
Ooh, wow.
Oh man, people, if you want to come, let's see, I've got the graphic here, hold on. If you want to come with us to Hawaii, you really should. This is going to be on the Emerald Princess. We've got 10 sea days, 16 days total, but we got 10 sea days. But like if you're the kind of person that's like, man, I would love to do a transatlantic, but I really don't want to have to go one way and then have to fly back. This is a round trip from Los Angeles with 10 sea days, so it's going to be absolutely amazing. February 4th through the 20th of 2026. Y'all should come with us. This is going to be a really, really fun cruise. And if you want to cruise with us on anything, all of our group cruises are on where'swaltertravel.com. Go to group cruise and then or group travel, and you will see everything that we have listed, including there's a brand new one, a channel called Cruise Man's Garage. Asked us to set up a group cruise. They are doing the Norwegian Luna on January 30th. So if you want to go on the January 30th, 2027. So if you want to go on the Luna with the group, Cruise Man's Garage. That's Chris Dickman and his lovely wife are going to be leading that cruise. So that is now on the website as well. Do I know, Laura, how are you? Do I know if we can book a cruise for 2027 October without specific dates? You can't book any cruise without specific dates. You have to, because you are booking that specific itinerary. So yeah, so you have to know the itinerary, you have to know the ship. And of course, if you don't know what you want to do yet, well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what Corey and I do.
We'll look at all the options and come and give you a plan that says, hey, here's some options for you to consider, and you know.
And then we just keep working with you until we find the cruise that you want. And keep in mind, sometimes it's not even a cruise. I've had some clients come to me with cruises, and you know, we end up booking you on a land tour. Oh, it's dealing with the school schedule. Yeah, so here's one thing to consider. You know, most of the cruise lines allow us to do what's called a lift and shift, so we can change ship and sail date. Now, some of them do charge for that. Things like Norwegian Cruise Line right now is completely refundable, 100% refundable until final payment. So, you know, you could book a cruise on Norwegian, and then you find out, you know, in 6 months, here's my new schedule. Well, then we can just shift you over to another cruise. But some cruise lines like Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, they charge $100 per person to make that change. So there are some options. You know, there are some cruise lines where we can just lift and shift. Otherwise, just wait until you know your schedule, and then you know we can move you around. But it just all depends. Like I think Margarita allows you to lift and shift without a
Okay.
penalty. I think. But you know, knowing that going in, we can present you with things. Oh, so it'll be on the Royal Caribbean. Definitely $100 per person to change ship and sail date, or just change the sail date. So know that. So you will want to wait if it's Royal Caribbean. You're going to want to wait until you actually know the time. So
Yeah.
that you can go. So what do you? So this is not your first time on Margaritaville.
No, this is my second time, and like you said, the ship it's still gorgeous. I mean, I was here in February, and we love the ship, and then it looks the same. It looks the same.
Really good.
Yeah.
I mean, what Margaritaville is all about is if you just want to come on and relax, you just want a nice chill vacation. You know, they have one water slide on here.
Yeah.
They don't have bumper cars. They don't have ice skating. They don't have any of that stuff. But what they do have is a really good crew. I mean, this crew takes care of you really well. They've got some fabulous pools on board. They've got, you know, look, the food is going to be up and down in the main dining room. It is in every main dining room. Like last night, I had a steak that I would have expected to get at a steakhouse last night. The steak was that good. The previous night, my entree was not my favorite, but last night, oh my God, the whole dinner was just so on point. So if you're just looking for something where I just want to relax, I want to get on a ship, I don't want to have to pre-plan every last little thing that I'm going to do on a cruise. That's what Margaritaville is all about. It's kind of like old school cruising.
That's right. And don't forget, you can get yourself a cheeseburger in paradise here.
Yes, I think Stephanie is up. I don't know what Stephanie's count is, whether it's 2 or 3. Maybe Stephanie will chime in at some point and tell us what her count is. But I'm telling you what, people, it is very difficult to not eat a cheeseburger in paradise on here. I'm going to put them up against Guy's Burgers. What do you think?
That was a great cheeseburger. I mean, I loved it. And the line, it looks like it's really long, but it moves so fast, and because that's all they do. They focus on cheeseburgers. Cheeseburgers and fries.
Cheeseburger.
And you can get it without cheese if you want it without cheese, but.
Yeah, and so that used to be the trick to get a fresh one, right? If you want, although they're all fresh because literally they come out and they go. Like they bring out a tray, they're gone. But Stephanie would always order just a regular hamburger, and she would say, yeah, that's how they make a fresh one. Well, now they started putting them in the bin.
Yeah.
And bringing them out, and it was not as good. so you gotta do. So you just gotta do the original. Hello, Ghana. Wow, how are you? Good to see you. That's one of the things I love about this. You know, is that we can talk to people all over the world.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting here. For those of you just tuning in, we are on the Margaritaville Islander. As you can see, we have the amazing Hemisphere Dancer right behind us. Beautiful model of it. It is the very top of a super cool atrium. I love how they redid the atrium on this ship. So you start out underwater and then you come up to the sea with the plane flying over here. Flying over. I get so confused. Which side is which? Yeah, Corey and I are actually on here for a seminar at sea. We're learning more about Margaritaville, the company. And in particular, we learned quite a bit about the Beachcomber yesterday.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Oh my God.
That's going to be a fantastic ship.
The rooms just blew me away. Now the rooms are similar to what we're seeing on here. It is another Costa ship. It is. So this is, if you know the Carnival Spirit class ships, that's what this is. We're on a Carnival Spirit class ship, and they've done a beautiful job. But the next ship is going to be larger, and they're going to have more options for rooms. And I mean, the rooms they were showing us yesterday were stunning.
Yeah, they were gorgeous. They were gorgeous. Very well decorated, bright, vivid color schemes. They talked about the new artwork that they're putting in. Amazing, bright, vibrant colors. Yeah.
Somebody's asking if turkey burgers are an option. I don't think so. I think it's just hamburgers.
Yeah, just hamburgers.
Not even veggie burgers up there at Cheeseburger in Paradise. Somebody said they've been on the Carnival Freedom of the Seas. that would be Carnival Freedom, or it would be Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas, one or the other. So, hey, have a good day, Laura. Thanks so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And if anybody has questions about anything to do with all things cruising, by all means, drop them in the comments there. We are hanging out on the Margaritaville Islander right now. Just a beautiful ship. It really is a beautiful ship. It's a small ship, but it is an absolutely beautiful ship. So So one of the things that they're going to be doing on the Beachcomber, and hopefully it'll come to this ship when she goes into dry dock next time, they're going to be eliminating the buffet and making it into a food hall, which I think is excellent.
Outstanding.
Oh, so happy about it. I'm not a big fan of everybody grabbing stuff.
Right, right.
You know, and some people are like, oh yeah, the kids are awful. No, the adults can be awful too. You know, I see adults just like grabbing stuff. I'm like, oh man, why are you grabbing stuff?
Yeah, no.
You know, and then they take the tongs from the meat and they put it in with the potatoes, and it's like, you know, now you just cross-contaminated the potatoes, and you know, for people who don't eat meat. So it's not just the kids that are the problem when it comes to the buffet. So they're going to have a food hall, and we know that they're going to have a chicken place in there. They're going to have, oh yeah, they don't wash their hands, they don't sanitize their hands. So yeah, so I'm going to be very happy. I like places where they serve you rather than you serve yourself. That's just always been a big thing for me.
And they're doing that on the Paradise in January, right?
Paradise.
It's going into dry dock in January to get the food hall put in.
The Paradise is actually going in for her 3rd dry dock in 3 years. That's actually impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive that Margaritaville is spending that kind, because that is not cheap, people. You bring a ship into dry dock, first of all, you're paying for the dry dock, just to put the ship there. Forget anything else that's happening. I've heard numbers, you know, as high as like $200,000 a day just to have the ship sit there before they even do anything. But no, they're ripping all the carpet out, they're going to be replacing a lot of the furniture, and they're going to be putting in this new food hall concept. Folks, I have said for years that is the one ship that I would not book, but I will be going on the Paradise once she comes out of dry dock. I want to go see her for myself, and we'll see. They're doing some new stuff with that ship. They're going with some longer itineraries now, and I know one of the ideas that the person who does all the planning, he said he would love to take that and really do some nice small, do some longer itineraries with this small ship that can get into places that some of the big ones can't. So, so sorry guys, I missed out on some of the comments over here on YouTube. Betty's asking, did they upgrade the fitness center? I actually haven't been up to the fitness center yet. It's pretty small. It is pretty small. There's only a couple of machines up there before, so I don't know. I'll go up and take a look, Betty, though. I'll find out.
I'll check it out and see.
Yeah, because, you know, obviously, you know, on every ship, I go to the gym. You know, I go to it, I look at it.
You say you went to the gym once.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I grab my coffee, and I just kind of keep on going. But I do go to the gym on every ship, so I'm not like Gary Bembridge actually goes to the gym and he walks and he does all that stuff. But oh my goodness gracious! So Brandy, oh look at this. Brandy's got some nice comments. She says you recommend calling Walter and booking with him. Thank you, Brandy, and of course Corey and Mindy now working with me. So yeah, thank you, Brandy, for the kind word. Yeah. Kat wants to know, is there a casino on the ship? Absolutely, yeah, there is a Margaritaville casino. It is non-smoking.
Yes.
It is non-smoking, and part of that is because the ceiling was so low. I actually met the casino boss, pit boss, whatever you call him, on the inaugural sailing, and he said that the ceiling is so low that he just felt it would be unsafe for his crew to be in that smoke all that time. So it's non-smoking, and he said it hasn't hurt anything, hasn't hurt their revenue at all. So yeah, it's actually a really nice casino down there.
It's small, but it's got lots of games and all the table games that you'd want.
Yeah, so it's a really nice casino down there. Fitness center is really small. Yeah, and it's in a weird spot. It's like up at the front, and you got to climb up the stairs to get to it. It's in a very weird spot. So yeah. Good morning, Joyce. Go ahead.
But the corridor that you walk down to get to it is really cool. It's got this tables and chairs all the way down, and it's got like a cobblestone path to it, and the A1A, and it's on both sides, so you can just keep doing a loop if you were actually just walking the ship.
Yes.
And it's a really nice area.
Yeah. Alex was asking about have they started doing an e-muster on here. So they still do the old school muster. Get everybody out onto the deck, tell us everything, and then everybody goes back in. The app is coming. I don't think they can do the e-muster until they get an app.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, and according to Margaritaville at the event, at the meetings that we're having, the app is coming. It is in development. So they won't be able to do the e-muster until the app, but that is definitely where they're going. They would prefer to have the e-muster too, Alex, absolutely. So once we get an app, then we will be able to do that. So Nancy at Small Town, South Carolina. I like that handle. That's kind of fun. I love some of these handles you guys come up with. You really enjoyed the Margaritaville Islander. Definitely will go again. I mean, what you're definitely gonna be wanting to check out the Beachcomber. So the Beachcomber is gonna be sailing out of Miami. So she's, she'll be doing a lot of that Eastern Caribbean. I love the Eastern Caribbean. So I am going to be very excited about this Beachcomber. She's also doing an 8-night ABC Island itinerary that's phenomenal. This is the ship that we did our Valentine's cruise on. We had over 200 people on this ship, and the captain did the bow renewal, and it's fabulous, and I would almost be tempted to do that again on the Beachcomber.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun. So, hey, Silver Librarian's here. Good to see you. Cruising Auntie is here. You love the Islander. Looking forward to the Beachcomber. Beachcomber is going to be fabulous. I don't know which class. It's not a Vista class. The Vista class is the really big one. There's like another class or two between Spirit and Vista class on Carnival. I can't keep up with all those classes, but it should be nice. According to Cruising Auntie, they were testing out an e-muster in October. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I would think that they're really going to hold off on that until they have the app. Once you have an app, it makes it so much easier.
Right.
And it's coming. It's coming. I mean, the fact that they've come so far, I mean, they've gone from 1 ship to 3 ships in like 3 years now, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, it is absolutely crazy. So, and kudos to them. They're doing a good job. I don't know where they're hiring this crew, but the crew, like every time we come on here, they're great. And they remember me from the inaugural, which was like a year and a half ago.
Wow.
And I was having dinner last night, and the server said, "Hey, weren't you on here before?" And Java Joe's back. Oh, Java Joe, one of the best baristas at sea. Absolutely amazing. So, let me see over here. Joyce, this is a good question, Joyce. Joyce wants to know, can they obtain travel insurance for a cruise departing on February 28, 2026? That's a great question. In general, do you want to take it?
Sure. Yeah, you can.
I'm babbling too much. Let Corey answer a
Okay.
question.
You can purchase travel insurance for it, but if you booked it in the past, pre-existing conditions may not be covered under the policy that we can get for you at this point. So it's always wise if you think you have one insurance to get it at the time of booking the sailing, but you can add the insurance up until like a week before the sailing.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Sometimes right up until like 48 hours
Right.
out.
So yeah, it's definitely possible to get insurance. Just if you have any pre-existing conditions, they probably will not be covered by that policy.
Probably. So there's 2 ways to do this. One, you can reach out to us. We work with Allianz. We can sell other travel insurance. I just won't, because we use them, and we've been very happy with the service and with the claims. In fact, we're going to have a claim on this particular cruise, and the clients are already saying, "Wow, we're really impressed with how quickly they're responding to us and all of that." Now, a great resource if you want to compare insurance policies is insuremytrip.com, and if you live in Canada, it's insuremytrip.ca. That's a great website where you can kind of compare policies. You may be able to find something that will still cover the pre-existing condition, but in general, you have to purchase the insurance within 14 days of the deposit to get that covered. But you may find something there, But that is a great question. Great question. Good answer.
Thank you.
Good answer.
You trained me well.
Sandra B wants to know, when will the Beachcomber start sailing? I believe it's either January or February of 27.
They don't even have the ship yet. Isn't it still sailing under the?
Still sailing under Costa. It is the Costa Fortuna right now.
Yeah.
It just started her final season, and then she will come over. She's going to get an extensive refurb, and then she will start. I want to say January. I want to say it's January 27. It's when it starts. It might be February, but I think it's January 27. Alex asked a good question. Are the bookings currently open for Beachcomber? The answer is yes. You can book the Beachcomber right now. And I'm telling you, people, the rooms are beautiful. Oh my gosh, like the room. What I was really impressed with the Islander, and I don't know if you saw this, but they put out all these renderings, right? The renderings look amazing. And then when we saw the actual rooms, they look exactly like the rendering. They did such a great job. Now, those renderings we saw yesterday were amazing.
They were absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, a lot more categories. Obviously, it's a bigger ship, so they have more categories of staterooms. We have more suites on that ship. They're not going to have a ship within a ship experience, but they almost could if they wanted to. But just really nice. Thank you, Cruising Auntie. Yeah, so the Beachcomber is January of 27. You know, as always, you know, I would just be kind of careful booking like those first 1 or 2 because you never know. You know,
Right.
delays could happen, things can happen. I would probably book starting in February, just to kind of be safe. Also, it allows them to shake down the ship a little bit. I got invited to the inaugural, so that's the only reason why I was on the very first sailing. Typically, I don't want to go on the first sailing. In fact, I was really happy when Star of the Seas got all these preview sailings before the one that we were going on, so they really had a good chance to shake it down. Usually about like by month 2 or 3, that's when the crew is in a groove and everything's working really well. So I like booking clients like around month 3 with a brand new ship versus, because God, so many people complain on the first cruise, and it's like, what did you expect?
Yeah. What do you,
You know, food was cold, the service was this, they didn't have this ready, they didn't have that ready. It's like, well, you booked the first cruise.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
give them time to work out the bugs.
I know, and everything may or may not be done by the first cruise. I mean, they do the best they can, but you know, sometimes things conspire against you, and it's like, oh well, the ship wasn't quite ready.
Wasn't ready.
Yeah, and so, what was that? Hey, wait, the audience is talking. You got to say that again. We didn't hear that.
Plus, the crew is gearing up to party on an inaugural cruise, so their focus is not.
Yeah. So she just said that the crew partied way too hard before the inaugural, so they're not quite ready.
Right, they're not focused.
Yeah, so they're not ready yet. Like if you follow Michael Bailey, who's the CEO of Royal Caribbean, they threw one heck of a party for the Star crew right before, which well deserved. Well deserved.
They worked so hard to get that ship ready, and it was
They
gorgeous.
did. But you know, until they actually stressed it, like they stressed the ship, you know, by running the restaurants and doing this and that. But until you put, you know, like on this ship, until you put 2,500 people on the ship, just don't really know how the ship is going to operate under stress. And so that's why I like to let it go like 3 months. Let them figure it out. They're going to find things like, well, we didn't realize that this was going to be so popular. We didn't realize that that wasn't going to be so popular. We didn't realize that lines were going to form here. And so over the first 3 months, they start tweaking and moving things around, and it just becomes that much better when you go on. Just give them a few months to figure some things out. Now, when it's the second or the third ship in the same class, it's like, okay, well, they should have that figured out by now, but not always. But yeah, so the new Beachcomber, 2 of the things that's actually pretty cool. Number 1, Frank and Lola's is going to be a trattoria. Going to have an actual restaurant.
Yeah, an Italian restaurant.
Nice, and it will be an upcharge
Yep.
for the restaurant. And then Farside Sushi is going to have an actual restaurant rather than being stuck in that thing.
In the lounge, yeah.
Yeah, and again, it will still be an upcharge restaurant. But Frank and Lola's Pizza will still be included. That will be in the food hall. So that will still be included. But they're going to have a full-on trattoria, and what they're trying to do is elevated Italian. Elevated Italian. So
Yes.
that'll be nice.
And there was another big new concept coming to that ship too, with that partnership with Zach Brown.
Zach Brown Band. What is it called? Stuck in the same boat? Something
Same
in
boat.
the same boat?
Same boat, yeah.
Same boat. Yeah, so they're going to have a new lounge, a bar. They're going to have live music. They're going to have all kinds of stuff in there. It's a great like tie-in partnership with Zach Brown. It's great to see this happening. I love Zach Brown.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Yeah.
It's just great. And I mean, you know, with the Beachcomber, we're going to have a bigger stage. We're going to have bigger ship. We're going to have bigger everything. So they're really going to be able to expand. You know, they went from the Paradise, they expanded to this, and now they're expanding even bigger again. So it's going to be really interesting. Now they're going to be in Miami, which is crazy. Crazy. I did not expect the ship. I actually thought it was going to go to Galveston, is where I really thought the ship was going to be. But I think they really want to go to the Eastern Caribbean, so that's why, you know, it's either going to be Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Fort Lauderdale, they just couldn't get a spot, so they're going to be in Miami instead. Cash Money, you're going on the Royal Caribbean on December 5th on Utopia of the Seas. One of my favorite cruise director that I have not sailed with yet, Mark Walker. I follow him all the time on social, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, just a great guy. Stephanie says, good morning from the 5 o'clock somewhere pool. She's hanging out on the ship. She's like one deck below us, a little bit forward on the ship. I asked her if she wanted to come on the show. For some reason, she opted to lay by the pool instead.
Oh, well.
You know, I thought she'd want to spend an hour with me, but she's spending the whole cruise with me, so she probably just wanted to get away from me for a little bit. Best roommate ever. Best room, no offense. I mean,
Well,
you know.
Yeah.
But she's an awesome roommate. She's an awesome roommate. So much fun to cruise with. Hopefully one day you will meet Stephanie on a cruise ship because she is just so much fun to hang out with. Rick.
So much energy coming out of her.
And positive energy.
Yeah, positive energy, yeah.
So much positive energy. She's like one of the most amazing people in the world. And I'm gonna brag. If you saw the Disney Destiny christening, that whole crazy thing where they projected all that video onto the ship, you had the drones flying overhead. Stephanie was the lead designer on that, or lead artist, or whatever she was. She was the lead on that. And that is a lot of her work up by the pool. And she was just absolutely up by the pool. Up on the ship and everything. She was amazing, so she was the lead on that. So if you haven't seen it yet, go to the go to Disney Parks on YouTube, watch that christening, and then go to Walt Disney Imagineering on YouTube, watch it behind the scenes, and see Stephanie show you how they did it. Oh, I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. And this cruise was like at the perfect time because now she's just relaxing for a couple of days while we just kind of cruise around. We're actually in Cozumel today.
Yeah.
Corey's talking about some amazing lunch place. Stephanie, if you're listening, we may have to go to this lunch place that he's talking about. We might have to walk off and go get some lunch.
Yeah. Ernesto's Fajita Factory.
Ernesto, so tell us about Ernesto's Fajita Factory in Cozumel.
It's just, I'm not even sure how to describe it. It's just this restaurant that's right there on the ocean. Mm-hmm. They just very friendly people and good food. Love the fajitas, reasonably priced. Nothing like getting a beer and some good food and sitting there on their deck watching the ships and the traffic in the ocean.
Wow. Wow. That sounds like a lot of fun. So Stephanie, if we can drag you away from the pool, maybe we'll go just take a walk and have some fajitas over there. I mean, that would be amazing. Alex is saying that it's tempting to try the Beachcomber because it's going to be in Miami. It could be an opportunity to do a side-by-side. Absolutely, you could do a side-by-side. For those of you who don't know what a side-by-side is, it's when you do two cruises back-to-back, but on different cruise lines or different ships. Sometimes it's even on different ships. So instead of just doing a straight old back-to-back. Oh, Stephanie says she's in.
Okay.
So Stephanie, after the show, let's just go take a walk over there and do it. So I love it. I love it. So Alex, let me get this. Where did you go? There it is. Tempting to try it. Love it. Love it. Curtis. Oh, that's a great question. You talk about and room with her sometime, but who exactly is Stephanie? That's a great question.
Yeah.
There's a fabulous channel called Sean and Steph, and it's Steph with an F, so S-T-E-F. And Sean and Stephanie and I have been friends probably 22 years. I used to do film, television, and marketing. Sean was one of the most amazing visual effects artists you've ever met. Stephanie was his partner in crime with a company called Rampant Design Tools. I used Rampant Design Tools in my broadcast days, and I was actually a spokesman for their company. And now Stephanie is kind of a spokesman for Where's Walter Travel. She's a travel partner with us. And so Stephanie is just one of the most amazing, full of life people you will ever meet. I'm honored to be a friend. And we all try to travel together as much as we can. On this particular journey, Rebecca opted to stay home. She's like, I've been on the Islander a few times. I just want to relax because we're going on a big cruise in December. So I threw it out there to Steph, and Steph joined me on this particular one. But she is just, she's one of the most positive and one of the most joyous people you will ever meet. She's well known in the cruising, blogging sphere, and her Instagram account is absolutely hilarious. I have a starring role in her latest Instagram video, which is awesome. So yeah, so we just travel together. She's just an amazing friend. And it's just so nice to be able to travel. You know, with this, like I said, it just worked out that she just got done with this massive project. I guess she's an animator and or Imagineer now. over at Disney, and so she does a lot of stuff with the Disney ships, with the Disney parks. If you go to Walt Disney World, you will see her work throughout the parks. So it's so cool to see that. And especially if you go to the Starlight Parade, Whimsy the train, that is her baby. When Whimsy comes out and you see that, just that amazing face and all that life and all the animation, just all the joy coming from Whimsy, that's Stephanie. That's like Stephanie in a bottle right there. And in fact, if you watch the behind the scenes of the Disney Destiny, the moment right at the end of that video, that is so Stephanie. I'm so glad they put that in there. Just a little bouncy, excited Stephanie, that is her. So yeah, so she's just one of my best friends. And whenever I go on a trip and there's an empty bed, I'm like, hey, you want to come along? So yeah, yeah, she's just, I'm just so proud of her. I really am. So, and for those of you just tuning in, I'm Walter, your independent travel agent, sitting here with Corey, my associate travel agent here. We are Where's Walter Travel. We're sitting in Cozumel. Right now, the ship is sitting in Cozumel. We're sitting on the Margaritaville Islander. We're in the JWB Steakhouse up on deck 10. They graciously allowed us to sit up here. I just love it because we've got the Hemisphere Dancer right behind us back there at the very top. This is a legit steakhouse. But if you have questions about all things cruising or travel, by all means, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We'll do our absolute best to answer them. And if we can help you in any way, just reach out, where'swaltertravel.com. Wherever you're watching us, there are links in the descriptions, links in the bio. Set up an appointment with myself, with Corey, with Mindy. Any one of the three of us will be happy to take care of you and help you plan your voyages. And our services are truly 100% free to you. So why wouldn't you use us? And sometimes we can get you extra perks. Sometimes we can get you better pricing. But even if we can't, the fact that we work for you, we do not work for the cruise lines. We do not work for the travel partners. Our job is to make sure you get the absolute best deal. And when things go sideways, we have connections that you don't. So I think that is actually the #1 reason to use a travel agent, is for when things go sideways.
Right. Almost as good as having insurance.
Almost as good as having insurance. But I mean, seriously, you guys are going to call a 1-800 number and ask for a supervisor and hope that it gets to a certain level. We're going to jump past that supervisor. We're going to go straight to our representative and take it up to another and get it escalated as quickly as we can. Now, we're not going to get the resolution you want every single time, but we can at least try, and we can take it to people who that you simply don't have access to. So that is one of the advantages. So. Rick said you saw the video and you think it's great. My acting debut in Stephanie's videos. I was her cameraman on Star of the Seas. I did a lot of the camera work on there. So I'm very proud of the camera work that I did on there. But now I have a starring role, so we need to top it.
Yeah. Got to come up with an idea.
We have some ideas. I have a great idea for her Labubu's. I mean, it's kind of scary. I'm actually coming up with ideas for her, for her Labubu's. Okay. User 690, you need a legitimate review of Margaritaville compared to other major cruise lines. I think the one that you would, I'll give my thoughts and you give your thoughts. The one that it would compare the closest to in the majors would be Carnival, really, just for although Carnival is I think more active. And more, they're trying to do a lot of things. The Fun Squad is amazing. I mean, nobody beats the Fun Squad on Carnival, but they have trivia going on all day. They got games going on all day. They got stuff going on at the pool all day. Margaritaville is they do have some of that, but it is a much more relaxed. I mean, one of the big slogans on here is a license to chill, and I think I will.
Yeah.
I think that describes Margaritaville to a T. You have a license to chill, and I think you will. There is a lot less to do on this by design. They want you to just chill, relax. Now you're paying less than you are, say, like you cannot compare this to Royal Caribbean at all. Royal Caribbean probably spends more on one show that they developed than they spent to renovate this ship. You know what I mean? So Royal Caribbean's in its own league, but this is a ship. The rooms are really well done. The ship is well kept. You have 3 lovely pools on here. Mm-hmm. The food will be, up and down. So our first night in the main dining room, I had an entree that was meh, but last night I had a steak that was like a steakhouse steak. And where we're sitting right now, we're in the JWB Steakhouse. This is a legit steakhouse on the ship. Fireside sushi is excellent.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of cruise line that you come on to relax. There's no app. There is no pressure to schedule all of your shows in advance, but the rooms are really good and the service is really good. So I have no reservations whatsoever booking anybody on the Margaritaville Islander. I will be going to check out the Paradise again once it's refurbed in January. But on the Islander, this is, Stephanie said it best when she came on the first time, it's old school cruising. It
Right.
really is. It really is. So.
I would basically concur with with everything you said. I found that they're not as what am I thinking here? That they're not up in your face about doing add-ons and making sure you've got reservations and making sure you've dining. They asked you once when I got on the ship, do you need anything for the spa? And I said, no, thank you, I'm all good. And that was it. They weren't doing a lot of high pressure to sell you on anything. It's there if you want it, but it's very much a chill atmosphere here overusing that word, but I don't know what else to say. It's just very relaxed. It's a small enough ship that you can walk around and get from one venue to the next. I went to see the show last night and I got there right as it was starting and there was still plenty of seats. So, there was I didn't have to worry about not getting a seat because they had plenty of room and I just went in, found a nice seat and enjoyed the show. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the staff service is just amazing around here. They are so wanting to take care of you, make sure that your needs are met. I spent a lot of time out in the back of the ship in the tiki bar. It's got a great view of the rear of the ship.
Yeah.
No children back there, so it's. But
Really nice.
even the children I've seen on the ship are really well behaved. I mean, it's not a. I wouldn't say it's a very child-friendly cruise.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have a kids club for the children, but there's not like. The water slides in the water park. I mean, there's not a kid pool on the ship, so there's not a lot of children, which to me is a big. I kind of like that. I mean,
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something to do with the family, this might not be the ship for you. But if you,
that's a good point.
and I like the fact it was a 4-day cruise. Got on Friday, we're getting off Tuesday. It's just a great way to spend a weekend.
Yeah.
Off down to Mexico.
And I love that Stephanie just says no frills, but good food, good atmosphere, and 4 days of relaxation without work.
Yeah.
Now, I think Corey brings up a good point. If you're coming on here with a family with kids, I'm going to be very honest. The slide is the most lame slide I've seen on any cruise ship. In fact, most of the time they don't even get through the water slide. I hope when this goes in for a dry dock, they will rip that slide out and put a new one in. But if you're coming on here with kids, I don't know that there's a whole lot I would probably lean more towards a Carnival, a Royal Caribbean, a Norwegian, if you're coming on with kids that want to have a lot of things to do. Otherwise, it is very family friendly. They got great kids clubs and all of that, but I don't know that there's like so much to do on here. So depending on the kids and depending on what the kids want to do, you could definitely, they are very family friendly on here and they're very family oriented. It's just there's really not, like there's no rock climbing wall. There's not like all the water slides and everything to keep the kids entertained. So depending on the kids, I may or may not send you on here. For adults, absolutely. The adults should absolutely be on here. Somebody's asking what cruise ship is this? We are on the Margaritaville Islander. We're in the JWB Steakhouse. That is a model there of Jimmy Buffett's Hemisphere Dancer plane. This is just a beautiful location. Thank you so much to the chefs up here, the management up here for allowing us to hang out in this space for a little bit. So, Alex wants to know, have the shows changed on Margaritaville? They have not. It's still the same shows. It is still, you got Conky Tonkin, and you have the Caribbean Heat remix on this particular ship. Possibly, as the new ship comes out, they're going to be introducing new shows and all of that, so some of those may migrate. This ship is moving into 7-night territory. Right now she's doing 4 nights, 5 nights kind of thing. She is moving into 7-night territory. So once you get into 7-night territory, you're going to have to bring another show,
right?
Or more guest performers on. So it's kind of a wait and see with all of this. Stephanie is calling this the best work reset. So especially with these 4-nighters, again, it is such a chill ship. It is such a chill cruise line that if you just want to get away for 4 days, I think the marketing director said it best. There are some cruises you go on and you need a vacation after the cruise because it was just like
Just
so
go,
much
go,
to
go,
do.
go, go.
When you come off of this one, you're going to be pretty relaxed. I think when you come off of this one, you're going to be, man, I really wish I had a couple more days just to do nothing. So yeah, so Margaritaville is very much, I think, licensed to chill, and I think I will is probably the best way to describe the whole vibe on here. It's actually really cool. It's really cool, and it really is. As somebody who has been cruising almost 20 years, for me, it's kind of a throwback to the way it used to be, where you didn't have to plan everything. You know, it's like, I got all my show reservations, I got all my dining reservations, I got all this, I got all that. Okay, we're all set. And you did that like 5 months ago. Here you come on, just make a reservation.
Just show up.
Yeah, just show up. So I'm not even gonna talk about what Alex just said. I'm just not gonna say a word.
We don't want to jinx it.
Thanks, Alex. Just be quiet, Alex. we still got some time to go here, and then we'll talk about it. One of the things that I hope you guys noticed on the YouTube side is that the picture quality. Thank you, Tony. Cruise and Tony for turning me onto the software. I'm using all new software that Tony recommended. Tony is getting on the Carnival celebration today.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
He's making that race to, what's he making, Diamond? Pinnacle? I don't know. He's making a race to get to that level.
Oh, before the
cutoff, yeah. So he's getting on there. But Tony at Lalita Loca, a very good friend of mine. He is the one who turned me onto the software that you're watching me on, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube over there. So thank you, Tony. And I noticed right away that, wow, the picture quality is a lot better. I actually had to turn down the picture quality here on the ship because of a signal, but so far so good. So thank you for the love there, guys.
Yeah.
Celebration next year for you, it will be your 22nd cruise. Yay!
Nice.
Awesome, congratulations on 22 cruises. We love it, On YouTube, we both look great. Well, thank you, Kathy.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't get the memo about the sunglasses, so he looks cooler than I do, you know. Rick says, old school is the best way to describe cruising on the Islander.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, truly. It is, you know, there is a perception, oh, it's an old ship. It's an old ship. And you know what? There are places like, I think the Tiki Bar area could use a good pressure washing right about now. Mm-hmm. So there are some areas where, you know, if you're looking for it, you're going to find some areas that are not quite as clean. But as I was walking through the pool area earlier, I mean, these guys were just out there with the rags. They're wiping down all the metal. They're keeping it clean. They were actually sanding off the railings up by the cornhole game yesterday, getting ready to completely revarnish that. I mean, they're taking care of this ship. Really doing a great job taking care of this ship. Better than some of the mainstreams.
Right.
Honestly,
right.
There's one in particular where their ships used to look like rust buckets all the time when they came in, and then they decided to paint blue on the bottom so it doesn't show up as much. I'm not going to say who the cruise line is, but you might be able to figure out.
That's a big hint.
I mean, there were times I remember seeing. Okay, so we had Valiant Lady, we had a Holland America, and then we had one of them. And the Holland America ship was older than the white ship, and the white ship looked like a rust bucket sitting there. And I was like, oh my God. Teddy, how are you? Opinion on Norwegian Cruise Line with changes back to free at sea, and not offering as many solo cabins in the other cabin categories like they focused on when they implemented the studio lounges. You want to take that? Start?
No, I don't.
All right, well, I will take that question because I'm ready with an answer.
Unfortunately, I don't know that. I've heard that, but I don't know enough about it to really speak it.
And see, and that's why we work so well together. You know, if we don't know something, you know, we don't try to make it up. So if you haven't been following along, Norwegian Cruise Line a few months ago introduced more at sea, and it was actually, in some ways it was more, in some ways it was less. It was kind of confusing. There was this whole uproar. People did not like it. So they've gone back to the old name Free at Sea, but it's actually kind of more at sea under a new name again. On the drink package, once I went on the Norwegian Aqua, I understood the drink package better, and it was actually a pretty good drink package. It basically, when you walk up to a bar, everything on the low shelf, on the bottom shelf, is included. There's no dollar amount. It's no like you can have a drink up to $15. You can have the liquor that's on the bottom shelf. Sometimes a few things on the middle shelf if they don't fit. And like when I went to the whiskey bar, I counted, there were like 15 or 20 different whiskeys that I could have for an old fashioned. I'm like, all right, I'm good with this. I got no problem with this. And they were good whiskeys too, including 2 small batch whiskeys that were great. So So they did that, and then they increased the number of dining, specialty dining that's included. You get up to 4 specialty dining meals now, so that's good. The 150 minutes of Wi-Fi that's included per person is still the lamest, stupidest thing out there with the amount of Wi-Fi that we have on the ship. That is just the dumbest thing. I don't know why they're doing that. And then they still have that $50 shore excursion credit, which is a good deal, for the first person in the room. So if you really look at what they just did, it's really the More at Sea renamed, and they made a couple of tweaks, but it's still More at Sea. They're just calling it Free at Sea again because everybody likes that name. In terms of the solo, that was a big surprise. So 2 years ago, Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, which owns Norwegian Cruise Line, Regent Seven Seas, and Oceania, announced that they were putting 1,000 solo rooms across the fleet. That was a big deal, man. Now we got solo balconies, we got solo ocean views, and we had solo interiors that were different than the studios. So the studios are like 99 square feet. They are very small. But what they did was they took double occupancy staterooms and just simply recategorized them for solo, which was a great deal. I have booked so many like solo balconies, for example, on these cruises. Now, are they half the price? No, they're not. You're still paying, you're probably paying 2/3 of what the double occupancy are going to charge. But when they're double occupancy cabins, you may be paying all the way up. And so last week before, during an earnings call, the president of Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, CEO, whatever he is, he said that we are going to eliminate many of them and go back to basically the way it used to be. Now, the studio cabins certainly are not going away because those are built that way. And there still may be some, we still don't know exactly what that means. He said we're taking them away, but we haven't actually seen it in the deck plans yet. We haven't seen it when we're going in and pricing things out. Now, there's no doubt that they do lose money when solo travelers go on, because you don't have 2 people spending money on drinks, spending money on dining, spending money on this, that, and the other, but you kind of factor that in. And if there's only like 20 or 30, let's just say there's only 20 solo rooms on the entire ship, that is not going to hurt anybody's business. But they do have quite a few solo. When you take the ship that have studios, which might be like 40 studios, and then you add another 40 or something, well, then you start taking a hit. So it's going to be interesting. I know a lot of people are like really complaining about it, and it's like, oh, it's going to hurt them. I don't know if it's really going to hurt them taking these rooms away. Certainly, they have their formulas. They know who's booking, who's not booking. They know the money that they're making, not making. These decisions are not made lightly. The More at Sea, Free at Sea, that right now they don't have a president for Norwegian Cruise Line, so that's part of that, or they don't have a CEO or whatever it is running. There's nobody running Norwegian Cruise Line. They have a temporary person running Norwegian Cruise Line. So that may be the reason why we had More at Sea, Free at Sea and all of this. But a decision like this to take away after 2 years, which obviously they ran it for 2 years, they've looked at the numbers, it is not going to be working. So we don't know what it means yet. If we look at the deck plans, on a lot of the ships, I'm still seeing the solo balconies, I'm seeing the solo ocean view, and I'm still seeing the solo interiors on Norwegian. I think it's more Regent and Oceania. They're definitely going to lose theirs. So we'll just have to wait and see. So Celebration planning to lose those solo rooms. Yeah, solo cruising is still the fastest growing, as far as I know, it's still one of the fastest growing demographics in cruising. And there are some cruise lines that are starting to cater to them, like Riviera River Cruising. There are solo cabins on every, and even completely solo departures, like there's only solos on there. So, Morgan, you need to stay loyal to Royal in order to use a discount, but you've always wanted to try Norwegian. Norwegian's a good cruise line. Hey, diabetic, good to see you. But Norwegian's a good cruise line. I mean, you sailed Norwegian, haven't you?
Actually, no, I have not yet.
Oh, well, we need to change that.
I know, I'm working on that.
Yeah, so Norwegians, they do really good entertainment. I mean, they cut a lot of their Broadway stuff, but I will say, like on the Norwegian Aqua, absolutely gorgeous. That Prima class is a gorgeous class of ship. Really glad they got rid of the go-karts on top with the Aqua and now the Luna. The Aqua slide coaster is legit, so much fun, so much fun. The specialty dining is usually excellent. The main dining room and the buffet, yeah, you know, they can be meh, they're okay. So, but you know, the specialty dining is really good. Norwegian makes beautiful ships. They make absolutely beautiful ships. So I would definitely encourage you to go try that. So, so yeah. You need coffee. You know what? Talking to coffee, we're here on the Margaritaville Islander. We got Java Joe down there in the coffee shop. Java Joe is one of the best baristas in all of cruising. I love my Virgin Voyages baristas. I think they're just the best overall. But in terms of like a single barista, Java Joe downstairs, man, he knows your order. The first time he meets you, they know me now. This is my 5th time on the ship. They saw me. They're like, hey, you're back. Good to see you. So. In fact, Joe said, welcome home. I love that. Hey, Tim, how are you? Hey, Darla, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, I'll remind you, I am Walter. This is Corey. We are Where's Walter Travel, along with Mindy and Rebecca. We can help you plan your cruises, your land, your luxury, your expedition tours. We don't charge a dime for our services.
Totally free.
You can reach out to us at where'swaltertravel.com, or there's links in the description. If you have questions about anything to do with cruising or travel, please drop it in the comments. We'll do our best to get you the answer. We are obviously not sitting at my house in Orlando. We're on the beautiful Margaritaville Islander, sitting in the JWB Steakhouse up on deck 10. That is an awesome model of the Jimmy Buffett's Hemisphere Dancer behind us. Speaking of the Hemisphere Dancer, an outstanding craft bar on this particular ship, the Hemisphere Dancer Bar. One thing I will say, I don't know if it's happened in recent, the prices for the drinks have gone up on this ship. It's gotten kind of expensive. I don't know if they're trying to get you to get the drink package, which is not a bad price. Still too much for me. I wouldn't drink enough.
Right.
But the prices have gone up, you know, $15, $20 for a single drink. It's getting up a little bit high. But I don't get a drink packet. I get 1 drink a night, so, you know, just 1 drink a night is not too bad. What Alex is noticing is that, and this is true of many cruise lines, so, but especially on Norwegian, sometimes the fare for the regular stateroom for a solo traveler is cheaper than the actual, like the studio rooms that are on Norwegian. And that just depends on supply and demand, right? Maybe there's only 5 studios left, but there's still 100 or 200 you know, interiors left. So those 200 interiors are going to be cheaper than the 10 remaining studios. So that is true, and that is one of the things that we look at all the time when we're booking people on these cruises. Yeah. I was just gonna ask Corey something and I totally blanked on it. I'm so sorry. I was just gonna ask Corey something and I totally lost my train of thought. Lost my plane of thought.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Boom, the plane, boss, the plane. I'm actually having a good time on this one. You know, one of the things about traveling is that we're still working. You know, I don't know the last time I actually took a pleasure vacation. I tried to on that 13 night, but I mean, I've already booked a whole bunch of cruises. So that's one of the things about being a travel agent. People are like, wow, you're traveling all the time, but I'm also working.
Yeah.
You know, I'm booking cruises, I'm answering questions and things like that, right? We don't get the rest.
Not really. No. And putting on a show.
And putting on a show.
Yeah.
The tap dancing will start later, so
Ooh.
make sure you stay stay in here. Let me get that. That's an expensive price for a single alcoholic drink. Yeah. So. Like we had the mango margarita last night, and it was $18 for the mango margarita. That's the one that comes with the big bubble on it. I'm gonna have a video, so cool. Yeah, it is kind of expensive. I mean, they may be trying to get you to get the drink package, but as somebody who only drinks like 1 drink a night, I'm still not gonna spend that much money on alcohol. It's only a 4-night cruise, so I'm gonna spend like $100, you know, maybe on my drinks. I'm gonna spend more on coffee than I will on the alcohol, for sure. Laura wants to know where we are. We're sitting on the Margaritaville Islander. We're sitting in the JWB Steakhouse, which is an outstanding restaurant on the ship. And we're on the Margaritaville Islander. The ship is currently tied up in Cozumel. Corey has now turned us on. We're all excited about going to this fajita place for lunch. I guess we're all going to get some fajitas for lunch because Corey's been telling us how good it is. So if it's a letdown, we will let you know.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, yeah. The pressure's on, my friend.
I know.
Pressure's on. Tim Mohan, he wants to know, what is the best hotel to stay in Miami before a cruise? Man, there's only 500 to choose from, I think. Do you have any that you like down in Miami?
I do. We've stayed at this one a couple of times when we go. And actually, we'll be staying there later this week at the Intercontinental. It's right there on the bay. You know, I always love getting up in the morning and opening your window, and your ships come in, and you can see it. So we've got a bayside room, and then it's right there by a park that you could walk to, where it's got some restaurants and just open air activities. You know, recently, until we moved to Florida, we were always coming in and out of town, so we always had to stay in a hotel.
Right.
And it was nice. We just liked that one because of the atmosphere around it, and just get out and eat in a restaurant that had a view of the ocean. Because we don't have those in Colorado.
So the Intercontinental is one of the ones that a lot of our clients will stay in. We've also booked quite a few people. There's a Hampton Inn that's in Brickell, which is more downtown area. There's 2 Kimpton properties that are on South Beach. We booked quite a few people in those as well. And then there's a Yotel Miami that one of our clients really recommended, and we booked a couple of clients in that one as well.
Yeah, I've stayed there too. That's a nice.
Yeah, and that's over by the Bayside as well. Yeah, very nice. So, Benny's throwing his hands up in the background. Benny, what's going on?
Marriott in Biscayne Bay.
The Marriott in Biscayne Bay is what Benny is saying.
Yeah.
And you can see your ships.
There you go.
And if anybody else has recommendations for hotels in Miami, certainly. Now, one of the big things that I would recommend in Miami, there is a company called Miami Culinary Tours. Oh my God, they do amazing food tours of South Beach. They do the Windward Walls. So you're doing an art tour plus you're doing a food tour. It's a great combination. And then they have a couple other tours. So if you're going to be in Miami and you're going to be there for a day or two before your cruise or after your cruise, Miami Culinary Tours. They are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I love doing food tours everywhere because you're walking around with a local, you get some history, and then you get to eat things that you probably would not have tried.
No, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Have you tried some food tours in some places yet?
We have. We've done a couple. They were just wonderful. I mean, you get good local food, and the atmosphere is always fun. Kind of get more of an experience with the area instead of just going there and looking at stuff. You know.
Yeah. And
it's a little more authentic.
One of the best food tours we've done of late actually was up in Boston. It's a company called Secret Tours, a secret food tour. Man, it was just so much fun, and it's all about the host, right? It's all about your guide. And if your guide does a great job, like one of the worst tours we've ever had was in Charleston. It was supposedly a ghost tour, and we booked it through Virgin. It was awful. In fact, it was a 2-hour tour. We walked out after an hour. We just took off. We're like, yeah, no, we don't need it. So, but if you see an itinerary that has Charleston on it, by the way, oh my God, take it. We used to go to Charleston when we lived in Atlanta, but coming in on a cruise ship is a whole nother thing. Oh wow, Charleston is like now, like, boom, my favorite cruise port in the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, Stephanie says there's pressure.
I know.
No pressure on you with this lunch. Yeah, there will be an update on lunch after we go, so trust me. Silver Librarian's going to stay in the Hampton Inn East by the Miami airport, not spending time before the cruise. So if you're coming in late, like we're actually going to stay by the airport in February because we're doing our Hawaii cruise that we talked about earlier, and we are getting off the ship, flying directly to Miami. We're going to land like around 10:30 at night. So we're just going to stay right there at the airport, and then the next day we're getting on the Norwegian Encore for a big event with KHM Travel Group. So if you're coming in late to Miami, then I would just stay near the airport. Don't bother trying to get into the downtown area because you're probably not going to go out to dinner or anything like that.
Right.
But the airport area doesn't have a whole lot around it. That's the downside to it. So if you are going in and you're going to arrive early or you're going to stay for a day or two, don't stay by the airport. Stay in South Beach, stay in Brickell, get away from the airport. But if you're coming in late and just getting on the ship the next day, then you can just stay by the airport and not have to worry about going anywhere. So that's what we're doing. We're going to stay by the airport when we do that. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. By the way, I haven't even walked through all the group cruises, so while we're waiting for some more questions, let me just walk through the group cruises real quick that are all currently on sale. The big one is Christmas Time on the Rhine. Let me fix this. I don't know why TikTok actually filters some of these comments. It's kind of silly. But Christmas Time on the Rhine, we're going to be on the Avalon View December 7th through the 14th of 2027. We have $400 per person savings, and that is until the ship sells out. We're going to be doing Basel, Brisach, Kiel, Strasbourg, Ludwigshafen, Rudesheim, Cologne, Mainz, and Frankfurt. That's a 7-day cruise from Switzerland up to Germany. It is December 7th through the 14th, so you can be home for Thanksgiving, you can be home for Christmas. Come join us in 2027 over there. If you're not doing anything for Christmas this year, Rebecca and I are going to be on the Cunard Queen Elizabeth, December 18th through the 30th. That is a 12-night cruise round trip Miami, San Juan, Antigua, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Martin, and Tortola.
Wow.
On Cunard. I know. Right?
That's some heavy hitters there.
That is a great itinerary, and we're going to do our favorite snorkeling excursion in Tortola. A great company called Daydream Catamaran. So wonderful. So that's December 18th through the 30th. As I run through these, you can go to where'swaltertravel.com and go to group travel, and you will find all of these trips on there. Come join us. We still have room on our Hawaii cruise. That's going to be February 4th through the 20th, 2026 on the Emerald Princess. 16 days total, 10 sea days. 4 days around the island, 1 stop in Ensenada. That will be on the Emerald Princess from Los Angeles. It's going to be Honolulu, Hilo, Kahulu, Kauai, and then Ensenada. We're going to Disneyland before the cruise. So if anybody wants to go to Disneyland before the cruise, you can do that. I'm going to be there for 4 days. I am going to be a child, so I will just be having a great time there. Our good friends Tony and Jenny B at La Lita Loca, they are hosting an amazing cruise. We are around 200, 225 people, something like that. Very first cruise out of Philadelphia in like almost 20 years. Norwegian Jewel. We sail out of Philly, we go under 2 bridges, we go to Bermuda overnight. We're going to Charleston. I just told you about Charleston. We're going to Charleston. So excited, so excited. Stephanie's talking about the Christmas cruise. Oh yeah, I'll go back to that in a second. So the Norwegian Jewel cruise with Tony and Jenny B, and if you want to come in early in Philadelphia, we've got, we're doing some group tours and things like that. It's going to be awesome. And then the last big one, Italy. I have not been to Italy yet in my life, and we're going to correct that next year. Best of Italy and Croatia on the Celebrity Constellation. What I love about this, the ship is plus or minus 2,000. It is very small. It is very small. And so we're going to start in Ravenna. We're going to Split, Dubrovnik, Kotor, Messina, Salerno, Portofino, La Spezia, and then we end up in Civitavecchia, which is your gateway to Rome. So essentially Venice to Rome. Ravenna is about 3.5 hours outside of Venice. However, Rebecca and I are going to stay on the ship. The ship is then going to do a 15-day transatlantic crossing over to San Juan. And so Rebecca and I are going to be on the ship for 25 days, and I believe we have 2 other couples that are staying with us on the ship. So that's going to be an amazing thing. Now, what Stephanie just said in the comments, she said, I'm going to be on that group cruise. You should come join us. She is talking about the Christmas Time on the Rhine. Stephanie is now going to be coming with us on this particular cruise. We've got like 52, 54 people coming on this particular cruise. So if you want to come join us, if you want to come hang out with Stephanie, Stephanie's going to be there with us, you know, unless the mouse gets in the way. But if the mouse doesn't get in the way, Stephanie will be coming with us to go with that. So yeah, so if you want to come with us, Christmas Time on the Rhine, December 7th through the 14th, 2027.
Yeah, we are so excited for that one.
Oh my God.
I know.
It's going to be amazing.
Can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so amazing. And now Stephanie is coming, you know, pending the mouse, making sure the mouse doesn't get in the way of that one, but she will be coming with us on that. And again, I went through that really fast. If you want to come with us on a group cruise, go to our website and go to group travel. You will find all of them right there. Corey can book you, I can book you, Mindy can book you. We can all book you on these cruises. So definitely reach out and come join us, because I love seeing you guys. I've met a few people on the ship that are like, hey, I've watched your videos. In fact, some of the crew.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I watch your videos. Yeah, Teddy's saying that, you know, the locals know the hidden gems with great food options and history away from a tourist trap. And that is the great thing about the food tours. They don't take you to the big places. They take you to all the small places that you would never know about. Sandra B, do I know what the deposits are for the beachcomber? I don't know offhand, but you can just simply reach out and we can take a look. I'm trying to think, what are the deposits on here? Like 100 per person?
I don't know off the
150
top
per
of my head.
person?
know
Yeah,
off
I
the-
don't know
yeah.
offhand. But yeah, you can certainly reach out and we can go ahead and look up some of them. The beachcomber is going to be really concentrating on the Eastern Caribbean. I mean, there are Western Caribbeans as well, but there's going to be a lot of Eastern Caribbeans on that ship, a few longer on that ship. One thing I did notice about the Islander, though, the Islander has a 10-nighter. It's not doing ABC. I think it's doing Aruba and Curacao. But she has a 10-nighter coming up in 2027 from Tampa. That's going to be a nice one.
Yeah.
Going on down
Wow.
into the Eastern Caribbean. Oh, my God,
Wow.
right?
That could be a lot of fun.
That's going to be amazing. Alex wants to know, Corey, are you going with us to Philly?
I haven't committed to that one yet. Unfortunately, my partner's vacation time is more limited, so and I'm not sure I could go on a cruise without her to Philly. So
Yeah.
she's kind of from that area, so I'll work on her.
And Nancy can't wait. She's going with us to Hawaii, and she's going on the Christmas on
Wow.
the Rhine. Nancy,
That
I'm
is
so excited to
exciting.
meet you. That's my favorite thing about these. I finally get to meet all y'all. And Alex, I'm finally going to meet you. John Major said he's looking forward to the group cruise in April. Again, where is that? If y'all want to come along, that's going to be with Tony and Jenny B. Am I coming along? Yes, I am coming along. So I did not go on the Enchanted Princess because we already had a group going on the Brilliant Lady, on the Virgin Voyage's Brilliant Lady. And Tony's like, okay, never again. We got to make sure you're with us. And yes, we have planned to be on this voyage the whole time. In fact, we're going to be, Tony, Jenny B, myself, Rebecca, we're all flying in on Monday, which I believe is the 13th, something like that. And then the cruise is on Thursday. So we're going to be there for a couple of days exploring. Again, I'm doing a food tour. I'm doing a history tour. I'm really, really excited about this. So yeah, so we will definitely be there. Myself and Rebecca will be there, so for sure. Betty is looking forward to Italy and the river cruise. So she's coming with us to Italy and coming on the river cruise. We are so excited. We are so excited to meet you all. I think that's my favorite thing about going on these ships, is that you just, you see people and they're like, hey, we really like your content and your content has helped us. And that's what I'm really excited. Oh, breaking news, breaking news. Corey, you are not going to Philly without me. Love, your wife, Peggy.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Heard loud and clear, Peggy. I will not allow him to go to Philly. Okay? Oh, wow.
Did I just hear permission to book it though?
Wow, huh?
Did I just hear permission to book that though?
Yeah, no, well, I mean, you can book it if you want, but I'm not dealing with her once
Okay,
that's all over.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Between you and her, man. That's the problem with these live streams. They can see us.
I know.
We can't keep anything secret from them. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, Eric is looking forward to Hawaii. I mean, I love these lives. These are just so much fun.
Yeah.
Just to talk with you guys and hang out, and yeah, Nancy. See, and once the women gang up on us, we're in trouble. I've had that happen with Stephanie and Rebecca kind of ganging up on me, and I'm like, all right, what do you? So, Alex is saying that the Valiant Lady is going to be in with Bermuda. Should you bring a Virgin Voyages shirt and a bracelet? Yeah. Well, the bracelet's not going to do you any good. So yeah, you can bring the shirt, sure, but the bracelet's not going to do you any good. I'll tell you, one of my favorite stories about Virgin Voyages being in port was when we were on our very first Oceania cruise. It was when, Rebecca is not going to have anything to do with dune buggies, certainly not going to have anything to do with mud, and that was when I did the mud buggies tour. And I ended up going, I was a solo, and there happened to be another solo from the ship, and so we ended up going together, and she really wanted to get muddy, and I wanted to get muddy, so that was awesome. So I'm walking back to the ship. So the Valiant Lady, or Scarlet Lady, is right next to the Oceania. Now, Oceania is a luxury cruise line. And I'm walking back, and there's a whole line of people trying to get on the Virgin Voyages ship, and I am covered from head to toe in mud, just covered. And here I make the left turn, and I go onto this luxury ship. I just see everybody just looking at me like, what did they do on that ship, on that small ship? Because I was, and I felt so bad when I got on the ship, because of course I sent my clothes out for laundry. I'm like, oh man, I feel really bad for the person who's going to get this. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that's cool when the other ships are there. Yeah, we don't have anybody here. I was kind of hoping somebody was going to be here, but I was going to laugh if one of the Icon ships came, because we were on Star of the Seas last time we were here, and Margaritaville was right next to us. So, yeah, it's quite the comparison. You know, it's really interesting. You know, Stephanie and I have now been on, you know, Star of the Seas together, and now we were on this ship together, and there are things to really like about this ship. There are things to really like about the Star. They're two completely different experiences. But I really don't like it when people just discount a ship because, oh, that's old. That ship is old. It doesn't mean anything. It's like, how is the ship cared for? What is the atmosphere and the vibe on the ship? I mean, the Azamara ships are pushing 30 years old, and man, they are like one of the nicest experiences you will ever have in your life. This ship, I don't really know how old this ship is, but it looks great. You know, they do a good job. So yes, there is a lot to be said for the latest and greatest. One of the big negatives on this ship, there's exactly one power outlet in our room.
Yeah.
And I forgot the European thing. You know, I always bring the European thing. So make sure if you come on this ship, bring a European adapter, so you'll have 2 outlets. Now they do have USB outlets, you know, in the lamps, which is nice, but there's literally just one power outlet, whereas when we were on Star of the Seas, I think we had 6 in the room. We had like 4 or 6. There's a lot of power in the room. And that's probably the biggest difference between the old ships and the new ship. They are, when they go in and retrofit, like they're putting lamps in that have power on them now, which is good, stuff like that, but you find less power when you go onto the old ship. But man, the shower, huge.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah,
the shower's huge. The shower's smaller on Virgin voyages.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
brand new ship, and I go on Virgin, and the shower is small. This shower, you actually got room. It's a shower curtain, but it doesn't just suck up in on you, which is nice.
It just, it was great.
Stays there. Hey, Annette, how are you? Hawaii cruise in 80 days. Yes. Tony, oh, you're booked on this ship? Yeah, so you are probably, if you're in a standard stateroom, you are going to find one power outlet in your room, plus a European. So make sure you get a European adapter, and then you can take advantage of that second outlet. On the lamps, they have USB-A and USB-C, and at least in our room, the USB-C are not working. USB-A are. So just know about that. But yeah, so especially when you know you're going on an older ship, just expect that there's not going to be much power, maybe 1, maybe 2 outlets in the entire thing. But they will always have an American outlet, and they will always have a European outlet. Almost every ship. I've never been on a ship that I haven't seen the European outlets. So get yourself some European adapters, and you're good to go. You're good to go.
Now, do we know if, I don't remember if this ship is banning power strips or the multi-plugs. I know Royal Caribbean has come out and said you cannot bring in a power strip that has more than 1 outlet plug on it. But I don't know if Margaritaville has done that. I
do not know. What he's referring to on Royal Caribbean, any adapter that turns 1 power outlet into multi-power outlet, doesn't matter if it's a strip, one of the boxes that you plug in, whatever, they're like, you cannot do that.
And it doesn't matter if it's got a surge protection or not, even if it's just a standard power strip, they won't
and in fact, they're not supposed to have surge protectors on them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know what the rules are on here. You know, if you bring a power strip, if you bring something like that with you, they can be confiscated. They'll give it back to you at the end of the cruise, but they're going to take it away during the cruise. So I really don't know what the rules are on here. So Alex wants to...
Oh, okay.
Oh, you have one on the ship?
Yeah, with just a wall warp. That's 3 plugs and 4 USBs.
And it's okay?
But the Grand Suite also has about 6 power outlets.
Okay, so Benny is saying that he does have like a power adapter in here, and it's okay. They haven't taken it away. So, oh, you got the Grand Terrace Suite. You have a Grand Terrace Suite.
Yes.
He said he's got about 4 to 6 power outlets.
4 outlets.
Yeah, so he's got about at least 4 outlets in the suite. So in the suite, they did do more. So thank you, Benny. Alex wants to know if I've heard anything about the Star Princess from Tony. Just what we've seen online. It looked like he had a great time. I mean, the Sun Princess was a beautiful ship. It was just, you know, some of the things that they did that were so dumb, like the stupid dome. It was just kind of useless for a performance venue, so now it's not anymore. They took that away. And of course, that one launched with the restaurants all in the correct position. So the restaurants are back where they were, but they did make, like they expanded, like O'Malley's, I think Tony said, had like 40 extra seats or 30 extra seats. Something else was bigger as well. So they made a couple of the venues bigger based on what happened on the Sun. But I haven't talked to Tony. Tony and I have not had a chance to talk in a while because he's doing that race on Carnival. He's constantly on those Carnival ships trying to get his points up, which is hilarious. I couldn't care less about loyalty. That's just me. I know a lot of you guys have a lot invested in these loyalty things. I just like to cruise. So Cunard will be my 13th cruise line. What about you? Do you buy into the whole loyalty thing?
We did when we first started cruising. We spent a lot of time on Royal Caribbean ships. So we, and I gotta admit, they kind of hook you. You know, once you start getting up there in the perks, it's hard to go on a different cruise line and not have those perks come in. A lot of the cruise lines too, some of the cruise lines are actually doing status match. So if you have status in one, they might match it to a certain point when you get onto the new cruise line. But anymore, I'm kind of with you. I'm not really chasing the perks anymore. I'm just wanting to get out there and have the experience of trying all the different cruise lines. Just so I have a better representation. You know, like I've never been on Norwegian. I'm going to fix that in February, but
Nice.
I don't know what that line's like, so I can't talk about it.
Yeah, and April when you come to Philly with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm in trouble. Now I am in trouble. Sorry about that.
May have to talk to you about a raise here in a little bit.
So Cruising Auntie saying that had no problem taking on a power strip. So power strips are a big thing on cruise ships. They are a fire hazard.
Yeah.
And so the cruise line has, the cruise line has the authority to take it away if they just feel like it could be a fire hazard, it's a danger. The most dangerous thing that could happen on a cruise ship is fire.
Yeah.
And so they do everything they can to make sure that, there's not going to be a fire. I don't know what the deal is on the Icon class ships that suddenly set this off, because you would think that they have more power than they know what to do with, but clearly something happened. And this is always a result of something happening or somebody figuring out, oh wait, we can't. So yeah, it is weird.
My guess is that there was probably a fire and somehow it caused a problem. They said, nope, we just gotta solve this.
Or something burned out somewhere.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't try to skirt around that kind of stuff.
Right.
There's a reason why they're doing it. It can be annoying, but there's a reason why they're doing it. So yeah. Let's see. Loyalty, Silver Librarian likes the free laundry. A lot of people like the free laundry, but the funny thing is, you look at, well, how much, what I always look at is how much is that perk? So maybe laundry is like $30 or $40, whatever it is. And then how many thousands of dollars do you spend getting to that free perk? Now, we're up there with Princess just because we happen to have gone on enough ships, but it's like, we didn't get there because we were chasing the perk. It's just, okay, now we have this perk because we've been on it enough times. So yeah, it's kind of neat. But yeah, the free laundry is I think that's one of the best perks you can possibly get. Joanna J, 34 cruises and no loyalty to any one company. Yeah, I mean, there's too many ships out there.
Yeah, it's too many. Yeah, there's too many options.
There's too many ships out there. For me, I want to get on. There are currently somewhere between 350 and 375 cruise ships sailing right now. There are over 75 being built right now. That's a lot of ships.
Yeah.
And and I get to some of these people just like, hey, I just want to get on a ship and I know who's going to be there. I know where everything is. I don't have to think about it. Because when you go on a new ship, you're like, okay, where is everything? And it takes you like half the cruise to figure it out. That's okay for me. I don't care. And that's one of the great reasons to go on a small ship like Azamara, because you figure it all out in about 2 hours.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay. Wow, we've been talking over an hour.
Yeah.
See how fast this goes? It just goes so fast.
It does. Yeah.
So Silver Librarian saying if more would come to San Francisco, you'd try more. San Francisco is definitely an underutilized port. I think it's going to be interesting to see where MSC lands. MSC has made no announcements about the West Coast, but they are coming to Alaska. So it just makes sense. They're in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They're now in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They're in New York at the moment, but they're leaving. I don't. If New York does this master plan where they renovate, because New York is in rough shape.
Yeah,
You know, Manhattan cruise terminal.
Yeah, it is.
That's rough. That's a bit rough. But Manhattan has come out with this whole new cruise plan that they're gonna renovate the whole thing, and if they do, I think MSC will go back. But with MSC going to Alaska, they have to be coming to the West Coast. So would they go to Los Angeles? Would they go to San Francisco? We have San Diego, which is Holland America. Hey, Benny, I think your wife wants you over there. Okay. I just want to make sure she's okay.
She wants to do it.
But you know, San Francisco could be a great alternative for like MSC. Like, why go into LA where everybody else is? Go down there. So, yes, over Librarian, wherever MSC goes, you can better believe that Explorer Journeys will be right behind them. So that'll be really cool. Eric is saying that he used to go with the loyalty, but now he goes with the best amenities package. The Hawaii group is your first one, not on NCL. Princess has the best package, hands down. I'm going to agree with that. In terms of a paid package on board the ship, nobody comes close. I mean, Norwegian sort of, kinda, but the Princess Plus is the best paid package of any cruise line out there, period. Princess Premier, if you want that basically an all-included cruise except for the shore excursion, then you go with that. But Princess Plus by itself, easily the best package out there. Easily, because it's got the gratuities, it's got the drinks, it's got those meals, it's got the Ocean Now delivery, it's got the room service delivery, you know. And then with the Premier, you guys be safe. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you around the ship.
Take care.
All right. So, yeah, nice bag. But yeah, you know, you're right, Eric. Eric had been a long time Norwegian cruiser, and then when he saw the Princess Plus package, he's like, wow, this is really nice. To me, it's better. The biggest differentiation from Norwegian would be that it includes coffee and it includes bottled water, which Norwegian does not. You get unlimited high-speed Wi-Fi. You don't get 150 minutes. Oh my God, so dumb. So dumb. But Princess just has an outstanding package on board for a paid package. Once you go, you know, to your Oceanas, your Azumaras, your Exploras, you know, things start getting added automatically to the cruise fare. But in terms of just adding on a package, and the thing is, you know, with Princess Plus, if you were to, so it includes the gratuities, the high-speed Wi-Fi, that drinks package, and then you got meals and you got delivery fees waived. If you were just to simply pay your gratuities, buy Wi-Fi a la carte, which is not going to be high speed because you can't get it unless you do Princess Plus, and you were to get a soda package, it's around $58, $59 per day per person, whereas Princess Plus is $65 a day per person. And you're getting an unlimited drink package. You know, you're getting the alcohol, the coffee, the soda, everything in there. Plus you're going to get 4 meals. Plus you're going to get the delivery fees waived for Ocean Now and for room service. So Princess Plus, I mean, nobody, and I'm really shocked that nobody else, because clearly they're making money with it.
Right.
They wouldn't be offering it if they weren't making money with it. And that thing has been around for what, like 10 years now or something? It's been around forever. So I'm really shocked that nobody has come along and like trying the same thing. So, but Diabetic, is there still a lot of congestion at the Panama Canal due to low water levels? It's not something that that had been on my radar. It's not something that had popped up in my news. You know, I get all these, I get a lot of travel news feeds into my email, and it's not something that I have seen of late. So, not saying that there isn't a problem, so either it's being managed better now, or it's not a problem. That's a good question. I do not know that offhand. If anybody has kept up or maybe has seen some news about that, feel free to drop that in the chat and let us know. But it's not something that I've seen of late. You know, the Panama Canal was one of the things we were asking Margaritaville. This ship can easily go through the Panama Canal, which would open the West Coast. Somebody's like, are you going to come to the West Coast? And it's like, well, yeah, no, they could. They absolutely could. This ship could very easily go through the Panama Canal and be over on the West Coast if they wanted it to, or it could just simply do a Panama Canal crossing and then come back again. Right. So yeah, watch Margaritaville. Their itineraries are getting really interesting. The cost, the value. I think it was Stephanie that said it. Yes, it was you or Stephanie who said you get more value than what you paid. on Margaritaville. I firmly believe that's true. It's just really great. Although I will say it's different not having ZJ on here.
Okay.
ZJ is the best cruise director at sea right now. She's amazing. She's not on the ship right now. No offense to Dave, who's on the ship. But ZJ, man, she is phenomenal. In fact, we've got a different captain and a different cruise director because Captain Theo, they must have been on here for Thanksgiving, or excuse me, for Halloween, and then they left off of there. So, Sandra, you enjoyed your time on the Pride of America. The flights are brutal traveling from the east. So the Pride of America is the only ship that can do the Hawaiian inter-islands without going anywhere else because she's actually registered in the United States. But she just went through a dry dock. She was looking kind of rough, and she just went through a dry dock. So Sandra is saying that she really enjoyed her time on the Pride of America. She needed some tender love and care.
Yeah.
She really did. So I thank you for the report. I'm glad you had a good time on the ship. That's something that we would like to do one day. I think what's really neat about the Pride of America is doing a land-sea tour. Spend some time in Hawaii.
Right, add some days.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that we're not going to get. On our cruise, we're going to get 4 days around the Hawaiian Islands. I am excited though. One of my clients lives in Maui.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to have lunch.
Oh, cool.
So Rebecca and I are going to go out and do a whale watching thing in the morning, and then they're actually going to pick us up from the whale watching.
Wow.
And we're going to go have lunch. So so that's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. And that's one of my favorite things about traveling, getting to see you guys. So, yeah. Teddy is saying it's more about the itineraries and experiences because loyalty programs are changing anyway, and each ship has its own identity.
Yep.
You can't say it much better than that. I mean, the loyalty programs do change quite a bit, and what you're getting. The thing of it is, you are trapped into a certain number of ships. You're trapped into a certain number of itineraries if you're chasing that, that kind of a thing. And for me, I don't want to chase. I want to chase memories is what I want to chase, really. Something like this is work, right? Corey and I are on here for a seminar. We're actually, we had classes yesterday. We're going to have classes tomorrow. So this is a different kind of a cruise for us. This is just a working cruise. There's a seminar at sea. I will take any excuse to get onto a ship.
Yeah.
So this is just a working trip, but Stephanie has made it much more relaxing. Stephanie is really disappointed that ZJ's not here because she has a phenomenal Disney trivia. Stephanie kind of has the inside track on Disney trivia, but we couldn't do that. But yeah, for me, it's about the experience. I mean, sometimes, I just want a cheap cruise. You come on Margaritaville. Yeah. We came to Cozumel. I've been to Cozumel so many times. I wasn't even going to get off the ship, but now this guy's talking about a particular lunch. So it sounds like Stephanie and I are going to go to lunch with him because he can't stop talking about these fajitas. That better be good.
They better be.
Because we're getting ready to wrap this show up, and then we're going to go get fajitas. So yeah. But yeah, and I just really think that y'all, when you consider cruising and all of that, there's going to be certain ones that, look, I just want to get on the ship. I don't care. I really don't care where the ship is going. I just want to have I either want to have a relaxing time or I want to have a really fun and crazy time. Like Star of the Seas, man. You could be on a 14-day cruise on that ship and never leave it because there's just so much to do on that ship. You could probably be on a nice 7-8 night cruise on this one and come off of it just so relaxed, so chill that you're ready to get back to life. So that's the beautiful thing about cruising. So many ships, so many different opportunities to do so many different things. So, all right, I think we should probably wrap this up.
We should, yeah.
Should wrap this up. So what I want to do, I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. Keep an eye out for more shows coming up on Thursdays on my YouTube channel. So I'm having a little trouble here getting this. There we go. Got it. So keep an eye out on my YouTube channel. We've got, I'm going to be having a lot more of my Thursday night shows with some of my guests coming on. So stay tuned for that. Those are on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, next Sunday, I'll be back with my wife, Rebecca. Unfortunately, I'll be back home. Won't have this super cool airplane behind us, the Jimmy Buffett's Hemisphere Dancer. So again, thank you to the crew up here for allowing us to hang out in JWB Steakhouse on the Margaritaville Islander. So wherever, yes, late night pizza on the Islander is amazing. The Frank and Lola's.
Really good pizza.
Really good pizza. And I'll tell you what, they've got sandwiches now in the coffee shop that look amazing. Those are new as well. So folks, so wherever you are in this world, thank you so much for tuning in. Corey, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, no, I had a great time.
Yeah.
Hope I didn't get in too much trouble about Philly.
Well, you know, I'm glad I'm not going home with you. And folks, just remember, if we can help you out in any way, just reach out. Where'sWalterTravel.com. I'm Walter. This is Corey. We're happy to help you out along with our colleague, Mindy. So wherever you are in this amazing world, have an awesome Sunday, everybody.
Enjoy.
See ya.
Bye.